एक सांगपाचें आसा की TCP जेन्ना पळय हो प्रोजेक्ट पळय हातान घेतलो तेणी त्यांचेच रिपोर्टान बरयल्लें आसा इट इज अ फ्लॅट लँड जे कोण पळय चडशे पाचार जाता आनी कुंकळच्यान पळय वता तेन्ना तुमकां दिश्टी पडटलें उजवे वटेन इट इज नॉट अ फ्लॅट लँड बट दे मेन्शन इट इज अ फ्लॅट लँड एंड देन आफ्टवर्ड्स वी आस्क देम ओके इफ यू आर सेइंग अ फ्लॅट लँड शो इन द कंटूर प्लॅन आमी आखीच फायल घेतली आनी ते फायलीन कॉन्टूर प्लॅन ना बट तो कॉन्टूर प्लॅन खंय आसपाशिल्लो आमचे कुंकोली म्युनिसिपल ही वॉज नॉट रेजिस्टर्ड विथ TCP ताणी ही सुरवात केली प्रोजेक्टाची फ्रॉम द मंथ ऑफ लास्ट ऑक्टोबर नोव्हेंबर साकून सुरवात केली सगळे ताजे डॉक्युमेंट पळय आशिल्ले ते तितले ताणें सबमीट केले सबमीट करून जातकीर जेन्ना पळय जुलायान आमी पळय बोवाळ मारलो तेन्ना ताणें अशें केलें की ही इज नॉट रेजिस्टर्ड विथ TCP सो वी वॉन्ट अ TCP रेजिस्टर्ड इंजिनियर अशें त्यांनी एक माडावळ घातली अँड दॅट इज देर इन द नोट्स ह्या नोट्सान मेळनाका वॉट SDN डेव्हलपर्स डीड वॉज तेमी म्हणपाक आमचो पयलींचो इंजिनियर पळय आसा ताका म्हणपाक आमी विड्रॉ करतात आनी सगळे म्हणपाक आमी परत डॉक्युमेंट सबमीट करतात आतां ही लेटर केन्ना दिल्ली आसा आमी तुमकां हे डॉक्युमेंट सगळे हायलायट केल्ले आसात पूण हांवें म्हाजे कडेन हांगा थोडे डॉक्युमेंट आसा सो ही लेटर जी पळय आसा ते SDN डेव्हलपरान पळय मारल्या ती दॅट इज ऑन 14th ऑफ जून 14th ऑफ जुनाचेर ताणें लेटर मारल्या प्रिवियस तो कोण पळय आमचो कुंकळ्ळे तापणारे अशें उलयता आमचे एक सामको कुंकळचो खास कुंकळकार आसा ताका लागीं तो म्हणटा यू डोंट एक्ट स्मार्ट आय एम मोर स्मार्टर देन यू अविनाश आय वूड लायक टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दॅट स्टेटमेंट द वे ही हॅज कंडेम्ड ऑल ऑफ अस अरे तूं येता एक मेजरींग टेप ना तुजे कडच्यान तूं एक फायल उक्ती करून डॉक्युमेंट दाखोवपाक तूं आमकां शकना वयल्यान सांगप कितें आपूण डॉक्युमेंट दाखयता बॉर्डरीक बीन तुमी दाखय चेअरमॅनान सांगता का आमकां लेंथ ब्रेथ कळपाक जाय तुजे कडेन डॉक्युमेंट आसा का म्हणटा तो प्रॉपर्टीचेर
whatever we opine over here is a matter of record as it is based on the RTI documentation that we have received. Firstly, the TCP has erred by not verifying the ownership properly. The TCP has, the developer has submitted a deed of sale which is not proper. They had to verify that. Now, as per the deed of sale, I'll show it to you all. The deed of sale sells one deed of sale, sells 3 properties on one land registration document. They have used one land registration document, and based on that one land registration document, they are selling 3 properties as per this deed of sale. On the face of the deed of sale, this deed of sale is illegal. Because I'll tell you more about that illegality. In that deed of sale, there is no area that is mentioned. Now, how the kite kona sale karta, well, I should mention the area. How about kitle sale karta? There is no sketch, there is no plan. Then secondly, what is done? The area that is there, the hill cutting where what is going on, that hill cutting actually belongs to some third party. That seller, as per the deed of sale, is not the real owner. There is impersonation that has happened in this case. That owner was someone else. The matriz that has been used to show that the matriz, there's a normal procedure where you have to show your hierarchy as to how the property comes to you. So you have to mention all the matriz and the land registration records and everything. So that says that this property is of a third party. That means when the seller did not have perfect title, how could the developers thereafter get title? So this had to be verified by the TCP. TCP has failed to verify that. This was also brought to the notice of the TCP subsequently when we came to know. Still there is no action by the TCP on that aspect, with respect to the ownership. Maybe that particular owner is in the UK or in the US, who knows? And if there is no claimant to the land, that means it rests in the government. So that means you have, tomorrow you are doing this in the government land. If there is no owner to that. So this deed of sale is apparently not proper, it is fabricated. It's a forged deed of sale. That seller who has sold the land is not the owner of that deed of sale, of the property. He has sold it for some other person's land. It's some third party's land. The matriz is also, as a matter of fact, I'll show you all the certificate of matriz. Exactly. The matriz is in the name of one Magdalena Moraes. The seller is Felix Fernandes from Durga. The land registration records show that the owner is the actual owner now. As per the records, the actual owner is Felix Dias from Sarzora. Felix Fernandes says that this property is mine. Actually, it is from Felix Dias from Sarzora. Felix Fernandes is from Durga. So this is the illegality. There is no clear title. He has impersonated himself that is my property and I am hereby selling this property to the developer. So that is one aspect. So on the last occasion where the hearing was going on before the chief officer, that their engineer, sorry, the advocate for the respondent, that is the developer, he gave this letter. He says, this letter, I'll tell you what it speaks about. It speaks about an application under section 17A of TCP, which means, as far as this letter is concerned, the developer has made an application under section 17A. Now that application is dated 14/6/2021. Now as doctor said, 14/6/2021 is regarding the change of engineer. Where is this application? And they have also not received it in the compilation of the RTA. That application is nowhere there in the compilation. So what is all this? This is a false and fabricated document. Tomorrow you all will make up any documents and you all will say that this is not a hilly land, this is a flat land. As far as they have said, it is a matter of record now. They are saying that it is a flat land. Now we have made our contours plans which say that it is not so. So this is all the illegality that is taking place over here right now. Now that property that is there, if you all must have, I don't know if you all have seen, it is a total gradient. That property is a gradient of a mountain. There are range of mountains that side. And the biggest blunder is that in the regional plan it is made a settlement. How they have made it as a settlement, God knows about that now. Regional plan says that this property is settlement. So using that as a protection, this one as the developer has used the regional plan to do all of this illegality. That is the thing. Advocate Tarun Rebello. Now we will have to take the next course of action. The courts will have to go to the courts. We have actually made applications to the Chief Minister, we have made applications to the Governor also. So now if there is no action, we will take the legal recourse.
Complaints are registered. We have sent them to the Chief Minister, to the Leader of the Opposition, as well as to the Governor. And we have marked copies of that also to the CMC, CUNCOLIM Municipal Council, and the TCP. And Chief Secretary will let them. We are also going to write a letter to the vigilantes with all these things that have been happening over here. And then the final thing that we are going to go into the court to take care of it.
The land is already destroyed.
Which one?
Land is already destroyed.
The topography destroyed.
Topography is
destroyed. And we have brought it to the notice.
There is,
I think that should highlight, yeah.
So, I just like to make 3 points. Number 1, when we had the meeting with the chief officer, our simple demand was call the TCP and do a slope this thing to verify the slope, and we have specified when we are told her to write it down in the record that we are asking for an officer who can measure the slope with the total station, that is the equipment which is used. Instead we had, so this is the first thing which was denied to us. The TCP officer came with his hands in his pockets, and with the arrogance that which he spoke to is absolutely condemnable. It looked like he was the lawyer of the landowners. The third thing which was very clear regarding whether it's destroyed, they did destroy a large portion of that area. There were boulders there which they have blasted, and they have used heavy equipment of JCB, that is the jackhammer, to destroy that. But yet, the peak of that hill, the hillock part which comes in the property, is still there. So even now today we can measure the slope from one end of the property to the other. The 4th part I would like to mention is that property, it's mentioned in the sale deed, it's a hilly region. Plus there are 2 water bodies at the bottom. Plus, when I say water bodies, I mean this thing, the gyre, there are 2 ponds. Plus there is a channel going through it. There is a low-lying area, and of course there is a hilly area. So the violation is not just the hill cutting, it is also the land filling. The paddy field. So when we asked him to visually at least say whether the filling was more than 1.5 meters, he was not ready to. And we are all above 1.5, around 1.5 meters height. Anyone could stand there and say that it is above 1.5 meters. So he came there only to talk us down and to show that for namesake the inspection is done. Now what we are expecting before going to the courts, we want our elected representative of CUNCOLIM municipality to cancel that clearance, cancel the permission given to them, so that let them go to High Court and challenge the municipality. We will intervene and we will defend the municipality. The municipality is our local body, and there are clear court judgments where it's stated that the municipality and local body have to apply their mind. It is not an automatic process. Just because technical clearance is granted, municipality has to give permission. No. the TCP does not look at the water flow from surrounding property. There are so many factors on the surrounding area that it is the job of the municipality to take into account, and therefore we want, our first demand is municipality should withdraw the construction, whatever permissions that are given. Let that party go and say it is not a hill in code. We have already given municipality enough of points. If they put it in their minutes and they pass a resolution to withdraw it, it is strong enough that no judge will say that that is not a hill. And looking at the photos, you can make out. So our first demand is that we know that TCP has been compromised. Very little hope from them, but at least our local bodies can take a stand because they were there at the site, and the chief and the chairperson also was insulted by the TCP officer. So we expect that the chairperson keeps his dignity and takes the right step.
The work is stopped by municipality.
Yeah, we have given the stop work order, we already issued to them.
There is a stay order. There are a lot of attempts to revoke that, to force the CO to revoke that, and we will not accept. The CO should not, because till it is determined what is the slope. Just saying that it is not a hill, therefore you don't need permission is not correct. Tell us what is the slope. The data is already with us. We have Google Earth terrain, which we have used for other projects, CZMP and all. We have the digital elevation charts of the entire state. We can tell what is the hill, what are low-lying areas, looking at those maps. They might not be very accurate, but 20-30 meters resolution is good enough for us to prove it. And these are done by Government of India. So we can produce those as evidence without what angered the public is that TCP is expecting us to enter their property and do measurements. That is trespassing. We can be arrested for that. So that is when I said, are you nuts? You're expecting us to trespass somebody's property? He ran away from that. So we don't want to violate the law by entering somebody's property. That is why we are asking this. We get their independent engineers. They are qualified. So get their civil engineers and measure the slope.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I am Kabir Morais, okay? On 17th of July, after doing a lot of inquiries for trying to know what is happening right there at that place, I couldn't get any concrete answers, so I took decision गेले एक group कोण WhatsAppचेर सगळ्या add कोण answers find out करपाक तो मुगे हेतू आहलो. Very important. So I added many prominent people from CUNCOLIM, including Dr. Johnson and everybody, to try and find out answers to this. So to my good luck, that kicked up very fast. On 17th July, the group called evening, the next day filed a complaint. And that too not by just us, also another 2 more groups. So there were 3 individual complaints filed, right? The very next day. Also, in the morning, the CP also went there, inspected the site, and they did their, what they had to do, like a press conference or notice, whatever it is. But it all happened after the 17th of July, after we made this WhatsApp group. Also, बारीक चोपा गेल्यार त्या रस्त्याच्यान जायत जण पासार. Everybody passes through that road, including our TCP minister. Okay? पूण आतां कितें जावपालें, एक कुल्ड पसून सांगतलो तें डिस्ट्रक्शन जात म्हूण तिका. Anybody passing that road will tell you that there is destruction going on. It's unavoidable. Then when we had this meeting, and the TCP, whoever administrator came over there, he started asking for, when one of the guys asked, I think it was Vijay who asked him, to this the promoting destruction chalote. So I'm saying, no, I have to go according to the documents. I don't understand what is going on here with the authorities. अरे तू दोड्या मुखार डिस्ट्रक्शन चलत तें दिसती पडटा, तू काणी documents कित्याक जाय? What do you want to prove? Low-lying area has been clearly filled there. I'm sorry, photograph in Kerala hai. Aquifers, natural water aquifers is destroyed. Topography of the hill is completely destroyed. rocks are destroyed. It's completely destruction. Anybody can see this. Anybody can say this. Huh? So, my request is not only for the people of CUNCOLIM, as a villagers, each one must stand up for their village. Insan start करून जाय. Atum tare, if you all don't stand up for your own village, what is going to happen for the whole of Goa? Because North Goa tare kitne zata, South Goa people, everybody won't go and fight it over there. They bekar nahi. Maybe a few will go who are really enthusiastic about this. But North Goa kitne chalo that North Goa people must fight for this. The villages, South na kitne zata, we have to fight for this. And if the people don't stand up for this, then the other authorities will have all these ideas about manipulating stuff. कित्या कोण काय म्हणा काय कोण गेला आम्ही कित करपा ते करया आणि जातले आणि 1-2-3 महिन्यात सगळे निदान येतले. So this is my request, humble request to all the people of Goa. When this kind of destructions happen, we have to stand up for this.
As Polkar, I'm struggling. I would only want to say that greed never stops. आज आमकां हें जाय दिसता तें जाय दिसता. But for the future generation, we have to preserve all this. Because tomorrow, if we are not using the natural resources as a loan taken from the future generation, then our future generation will not spare us. So we have to protect our motherland. And मागीर hills cut करप, हें करप, there should be certain points where hills, rivers, then low-lying areas, agricultural areas should be preserved for the future generation, so that we are answerable to them. That the nature which is passed on to us by our past generation has to be preserved and put forward into future generation. That's what I'm concerned. So I stood with Kabir when he filed a complaint. I said, whenever you want my assistance, I will be there for you. That's all.
Now,
Address कितने करे तो citizens of CUNCOLIM.
Sorry?
कितने address करे address companies.
Citizens of CUNCOLIM.
Citizens of CUNCOLIM. आता तुम्ही सांगा ना that the municipality should be एक license रिव्यू करतो. Municipality apply केला की ना ऐकलं 4 तारीख की तर municipality meeting आहे council meeting.
Council meeting is there. We told the council also. And आम्ही पुढे एक कंप्लेंट पुढे दिल्या त्याची कॉपी आम्ही सांगितलं. They wanted the details. They wanted all the details. So आमच्याकडे पुढे किती असणार ते आम्ही काउन्सिलाक सगळे दिला. It is given clearly with all exhibits, everything attached, so that they have a fair idea of what we have got, so that then based on that they can pass a resolution and then they can give it to the chief officer. The chief officer ताका license दिले असा. So she has to revoke it and she has to withdraw it. ती म्हणटा आपणाक पावर ना. So आम्ही त्यांना दाखवले that the section 3.10, if I am not mistaken, of building regulation rules पडे आसा. तातूंत clearly mentioned केले आसा that she can do it, but she is dilly-dallying. The reason is because there are pressures on her from the developer. We showed her also. I said this clearly mentioned that you have got the authority to withdraw it. So you withdraw it. I said that's it. आता आमकां कितें जालां आमकां आनी सामके document जे मेळ्ळा पळय ताजेर कळटा there are a lot of illegalities, there are a lot of manipulations, and these only the so-called smart people like that of the TCP official who came for inspection are the only persons who can do such type of unethical things. They thought I am more smarter than you. So we now know how smart he is in what type of activities. अशें जालें आसा. आता हे document आमचे कडेन आसा की I will this fellow will upload it for you so that you all can carry on with having a look. But I have got one set of hard copy if anybody wants them, so that we can have a look.
then photo काढ.
आणि घेतल्या actually. रमेशान घेतल्या.
MLA किती म्हणतो गेलो?
MLA had also an inspection over there, but I think it was a short inspection of around 15 to 20 minutes. In 15 to 20 minutes, you can't do the inspection of such a huge property.
He also filed a complaint with police, I think.
तशें तो म्हणटा पण आमचे कडेन कांय पावना. But what we are talking about is for that inspection of that land, you can't finish in 15 to 20 minutes. By the time you go around and have a look, because थोड्या हे आसा पळय तो मातसो असो वयर आसा पण थोडी पळय तळपां आसा ती अशी आसा की एक तळप आसा तें 2 मनीस इतल्या हायटीचें आसतलें. Such a big one, and they put those, I don't know what you call them technically, the drill येता पळय तसले घालून त्या आख्खेच सामकें तळप ताणें फोडलां. That will be as big as this room.
रातीन डायनामाइट घातले.
Okay, so this is what it is. So these are the type of things that are happening. Whether they have got permission from the mines to do such type of a thing, they have filled up the land just by the side of the national highway, which is already acquired land for the highway expansion. Whether they have got permission for that. So आमकां सामके साइडीन पळयता रस्त्याच्या साइडीन. Even in the month of December, people used to wash their cars and all the pickup. The fellows used to come and wash their cars. Even Bombay buses used to come. Because the water used to continuously flow till December. So we know it is a water aquifer. And despite that, they will just say, "Mati miti galun korela ani pipe घातलेली." So do you have land filling license from the TCP?
What project is coming? How much is the area?
Who is the developer?
To 23,025 square meters is what they are talking about. Total area, because even the CLD doesn't mention the actual description. That's why we said that it is defective.
So what project is coming?
Housing project.
Big colony.
It's subdivision of plots.
Roads.
Completed by whom?
Who is the developer?
SGN developers group. SGN developers.
So what's the goal?